Welcome back to Investing Talk Podcast. Sometimes a listener sends in a request that really kind of grabs my attention, and that's what happened with Cosmos Energy.
Cosmos Energy.
Ticker symbol KOS. We've been going through all the research that you sent, and
Yeah.
let me tell you, this one feels like a real nail-biter.
It's definitely a company at a crossroads.
Yeah.
On the one hand, you got this stock price that's fallen a lot, down over 50% from its high point.
Right.
But then there are some hints that Cosmos might just be ready for a comeback.
Exactly. I mean, seeing that stock price just hovering around $3.17 a share,
Right.
down from $6.58 just a year ago,
Yeah,
that's enough to make anyone nervous.
sure.
What's driving that downward spiral?
Well, the market's been kind of a roller coaster ride lately.
It has.
And unfortunately, Cosmos is strapped in for a wilder ride than most.
Okay.
Their beta, which is a way of measuring how much a stock price moves compared to the overall market, sits at a pretty high 2.44.
Wow.
So when the market sneezes, Cosmos catches a cold.
So if I'm hearing you right, this isn't so much about Cosmos doing something wrong.
No.
It's more about being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, kind of like showing up to a party right as the cops arrive.
Right. Yeah.
And this is where it gets interesting for investors.
Okay.
Is this just a temporary setback from things outside of their control, or is it a sign of deeper problems?
Right.
Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
Cosmos is actually profitable.
Really?
Their price-to-earnings ratio, or PE,
Okay.
is sitting at a respectable 6.68.
Wow.
They're making money, and they're actively working to lower their debt.
So it's not a dumpster fire.
No.
But we can't ignore that stock price plunge.
Right.
What are you seeing that could potentially pull Cosmos out of this nosedive? Give us some hope here.
One word. Production.
Okay.
Cosmos is on track to significantly increase how much oil and gas they're pumping out,
Okay.
potentially reaching a whopping 90,000 barrels of oil equivalent per day.
Wow.
That's a big increase. And if they can do it, it could be a game changer.
90,000 barrels. That's
Yeah,
a lot of barrels.
it is.
I'm picturing a Scrooge McDuck-style vault overflowing with oil.
I like that visual.
But how do we know this isn't just wishful thinking? Is there something concrete on the horizon that could prove they're on the right track?
Well, they've got this massive project that just came online, the Greater Tortue Ahmeyim, or GTA for short.
Okay.
It's an offshore development on the border of Mauritania and Senegal,
Okay.
and it's expected to produce a lot of liquefied natural gas, or LNG.
Ah, LNG. That's the stuff everybody's talking about these days.
Exactly.
What makes it so special, and why is it such a big deal for Cosmos?
Well, LNG is basically natural gas that's been chilled into a liquid,
Okay.
which makes it much easier to transport overseas.
Right.
And the global demand for LNG is going through the roof right now,
It is.
especially as countries look for cleaner alternatives to things like coal and oil.
Okay.
Cosmos getting into the LNG game right now is a really smart move. The first shipment should go out sometime this quarter.
Okay.
So that revenue is about to start coming in.
Okay. I'm starting to see why everyone's so excited about this GTA project.
Yeah,
It's like Cosmos just joined the cool kids table at lunch.
I like it.
But let's back up for a sec.
Yes.
You mentioned some bearish technical indicators
Yeah.
that are making investors nervous.
Right.
Break those down for us. What are the charts saying?
Well, one thing is KOS is trading below its key moving averages,
Okay.
like the 50-day and 200-day.
Okay.
Think of these as trend lines that show the average price over time.
Uh-huh.
Trading below them usually suggests a downward trend.
Yeah.
Then you got the Relative Strength Index, or RSI,
Okay.
which measures the strength of price movements.
Right.
KOS's RSI is currently at 17.7,
Okay.
which is deep into what we call oversold territory.
Oversold. So like a clearance sale.
Yeah.
But for stocks?
Exactly.
Does that mean it's a screaming buy?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
It's a signal that the selling might be overdone. And a price rebound is possible,
Right.
but technical indicators are just one piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
You got to look at the fundamentals too.
Okay.
And that's where things get really interesting with Cosmos.
All right.
We got these bearish technicals on one hand,
Right.
and then you got analysts putting strong buy ratings on the stock
Oh, really?
and predicting a price target of $5.52,
Wow.
almost double the current price.
Okay, now I'm really confused. It's like the market is saying sell, sell, sell.
Right.
But the experts are saying Buy.
Yeah.
Who do we trust?
It all comes down to time frame and perspective.
Okay.
The market tends to be driven by short-term emotions and news.
Right.
But analysts are looking at the bigger picture,
Okay.
a long-term potential.
Okay.
They see the production increase, the GTA projects starting to make money, and the effort to reduce debt.
Right.
And they're thinking, this company is undervalued.
So it's a classic battle between short-term jitters and long-term vision.
Yeah, I think so.
This must be a headache for anyone trying to make a decision about KOS.
It is. It is.
Right.
For someone looking to make a quick buck, the technicals might scare them away.
Yeah.
But for a long-term investor, this could be a chance to buy a solid company at a discount.
Okay.
It all comes down to your own investment strategy and risk tolerance.
Right. Because, let's be honest, investing in the energy sector is not for the faint of heart.
No, it's not.
It's a wild industry.
Yeah.
With oil and gas prices going up and down all the time.
Yeah.
What are some other risks that investors should know about when it comes to Kosmos?
Well, one thing we haven't talked about is competition.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Kosmos is up against big companies like Tullow Oil Cairn Energy, VAALCO Energy.
So how does Kosmos stand out?
Yeah.
What are their strengths compared to their rivals? Do they have any secret sauce?
They're known for their expertise in deep water drilling, which is essential for projects like GTA.
Right.
They have a history of making big discoveries in tough environments, and they're not afraid to take on challenging projects.
Okay.
That gives them an edge.
So they're like the Indiana Jones of the energy world.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Always on the hunt for the next big find.
Exactly.
But every hero has a weakness. What are some downsides investors need to consider?
Their debt level is a bit of a concern.
Okay.
While they are trying to reduce it.
Right.
A high debt load can make a company vulnerable, especially in a market like energy.
Yeah.
And then there's the whole shift towards renewable energy.
Yeah.
The world is moving in that direction.
It is.
And even though we'll still need oil and gas for a while,
Right.
the long-term demand is a question mark.
Right. The energy landscape is definitely changing.
It is.
So for someone looking at Kosmos,
Right.
it's not just about the company.
No.
It's about understanding the bigger picture,
Exactly.
the trends, the risks, the long-term outlook for the entire sector.
You got it.
It's a lot to think about,
It is.
but that's what we're here for, right?
That's right.
To help our listeners figure out these complex issues and make smarter decisions.
Absolutely.
So let's go back to the earnings report.
Okay.
You said it could be a big market mover.
Yeah.
What are the key things that will tell us if Kosmos is really turning things around?
I'm really focused on their production numbers.
Okay.
Especially from the GTA project.
Right.
How much are they producing?
Yeah.
Are they meeting their goals?
Okay.
And then there's their guidance for 2025. What do they expect for production and costs?
Right.
What's their plan for dealing with that debt?
Okay.
Those are the clues that will tell us what's really happening.
Right. It's all about reading between the lines.
Yeah.
Understanding what those numbers actually mean.
Exactly.
And remember, everyone, that earnings report is scheduled for February 24th, 2025.
Mark your calendars.
Now, before we finish up, I want to take a step back
Okay.
and look at the bigger economic picture.
Sure.
We're in a strange time, right?
Yeah.
High inflation, rising interest rates,
Uh-huh.
all this uncertainty in the world.
Right.
How do these things affect your assessment of Kosmos?
Those macroeconomic factors definitely add another layer of complexity.
Yeah.
Inflation and rising interest rates can make it more expensive for companies like Kosmos to borrow money
Right.
and fund their operations.
And then there's the unpredictable global situation.
Yeah.
Wars, sanctions, trade disputes.
Right.
All of that can really mess with oil and gas prices.
Yeah.
Which directly affects Kosmos's profits.
Exactly.
It's like they're playing a high-stakes poker game where the rules keep changing.
I like that analogy.
So while they have things going for them, like the GTA project,
Right.
they're also operating in a tough economic environment.
Yeah, it's a balancing act.
So for our listener, the takeaway is this.
Yeah.
Don't just look at the company itself.
Right.
Think about the wider market forces, the global trends, the risks and the opportunities.
Absolutely.
It's like trying to predict the weather. You need more than just the temperature to get it right.
Yeah, I agree.
Now I feel like we've covered a lot.
We have.
We've talked about the ups and downs of Kosmos Energy, the potential of the GTA project,
Uh-huh.
the technical indicators, the analyst ratings, the competition, and the bigger economic picture.
I think we've been thorough.
Exactly. Hopefully our listener now has a much clearer understanding of Kosmos Energy, its challenges, and its potential. It's been a crazy ride, hasn't it?
It has.
From falling stock prices to huge production increases.
Yeah.
From negative technical indicators to positive analyst predictions.
Right.
We've seen it all.
We've looked at it from all sides.
Yeah.
And I think that's so important when you're deciding whether to invest.
Right.
You can't just look at one thing or listen to one person.
No.
It's about putting all the pieces together, weighing the risks and the rewards, and then making a decision.
Exactly. No magic formula, no crystal ball.
Nope.
Just informed decision-making.
That's right.
And that's what we're here to help you do.
Exactly.
So let's put you on the spot one last time.
Okay.
Gut feeling on KOS. Buy, sell, or hold.
If I had to decide today,
Yeah.
I'd probably wait for that earnings report on February 24th.
Okay.
Seeing those actual production numbers from the GTA project, how they're doing financially in this crazy market,
Yeah.
and what they're planning for the next year,
Right.
that'll give me a much better idea.
Makes sense. Let the data guide your decisions, everyone.
Absolutely.
No need to rush.
Nope.
But hey, once you've had some time to think about all this stuff, we want to hear from you.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Kosmos Energy?
Hidden gem or a ticking time bomb?
Right. Leave a comment below. We love hearing your opinions.
Yeah. And if you found this look at KOS helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Investing Talk podcast.
Yes.
And tell your friends. We're here every week breaking down complicated stuff and helping you navigate the exciting world of investing.
Until next time, happy investing, everyone.